This trend is so bad. This is not meant for calculators. Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do the UI wheel spin challenge. This is a challenge I came up with and I hope that you guys will find it interesting and entertaining and maybe even try it yourself. So the way the challenge works, I'm going to share my screen and introduce the challenge to you all. I posted about it before in a Medium article. But basically, the whole concept is I have all of these little lists, and I'm going to use a random number generator to provide me with what kind of design I'm going to be creating today. And I'm going to give myself about a 30-minute limit. I'm not going to stick too hard on that point, but this is meant to be just a quick challenge to get your creative juices flowing and do something different and kind of step outside of your comfort zone when it comes to design. So I'm going to pull up a random number generator on my phone, and we're going to start with number one. Number one has 4 options. We have the artboard size that we're going to be working with today in Sketch. And you can use this with any design software you have, but I have Sketch, so I'm just going to use Sketch for this. Okay, so I just hit the button to let me know what... Okay, so I have the number generator pulled up and I'm going to hit randomize now. Oh, I guess I could shake it to randomize, can't I? Number 4, desktop. Okay, so we're gonna go web today. That is perfectly fine. We are going to open up Sketch, and I just go by the artboards that are in existence in Sketch, so responsive web. Let's go with the regular desktop here. And so that is our artboard for today. The next item on our list is the design trend to include. So we have gradients, asymmetrical layout, neomorphism, like dark themes, cars, minimalism. Got lots of options here. We got 6 options, and we're going to randomize. And I got number 3, which is neomorphism. If you guys don't know what neomorphism is, oh buddy, oh man. Okay, so we're gonna use neomorphism, which I feel like if someone were to do this challenge that really hated neomorphism, like they would have quite the time. But neomorphism is definitely not a trend I use when I design for clients. I've never used it when I've actually been designing for work because it's not accessible. So it'll be interesting to try to do this on desktop, do some neomorphism on desktop. Okay, so we're going to keep track of all of our items here. So we will use neomorphism. Main color to use, I have 16 options here. Number 2, white. Okay, well that's easy. We can stick with white. That's going to be no problem at all. So I'm going to just keep that on my side here. There, that's our little list of all of the things we're going to be using. Design, 18 options, and randomize, 7. Calculator? Seriously, we're designing a calculator for desktop using neomorphism? All right, that's fine. You know what? That might actually be good because it could be kind of interesting to do a calculator in neomorphism style. So we're gonna move on to icon set. We've got 4 options. Number 2, font awesome. All right, that's fine. We can use font awesome icons. I don't even know if I have those downloaded on this computer, but I can find them. Number 6, font to use. We have 6 options. Randomize. Number 3, Montserrat. That's fine. Here, we'll go ahead and change this list to Montserrat. There we go. That's our lovely font choice. Element to include. This is our last option to pick. So 8 options. We're going to randomize. Number 7. All right, prominent typographic element in a calculator. All right, that's doable, I think. Prominent typographic element. Okay, so desktop, calculator on a desktop. All right, let's see. So instead of creating this like it's a website for calculators, I think I'm actually going to make this like a desktop app, you know, like how you can go on a map and type calculator and kind of have something like this. So let's do something like this. We'll just kind of eyeball our calculator to kind of look like that. And we'll start off with kind of a standard size calculator. We'll start off with a couple of little buttons in the upper right here. We're just going to start by creating a really simple wireframe um, and kind of using this as a size reference just because we have it right here for kind of ease of use. All right, so those need to be much bigger. Okay, so I put together a really, really quick little mood board. This is super messy, but I just looked on Behance and looked at some UI calculator designs. I believe this is number 4 in the UI challenge from dailyui.com. So I did have a lot to look at. And some of them do have neomorphic elements that I think I can draw inspiration from, like this one, and as well as this one. It uses neomorphic design. So we can use neomorphic design on some of these buttons while still keeping a fairly white design. Obviously, something like this is not going to fit in with our rules. So something like this is very purple. And our color is supposed to be white. So something with kind of this color scheme would be okay. I think this would work. This definitely would work. This is like all white over here. So let's try and combine some of the best parts of all these elements and create something really cool. This, I really liked this kind of different layout that's meant to just work for your right thumb for ease of use. But I actually think that for this challenge, I'm going to just stick with the typical calculator design and not try to get too in the weeds of creating something super out of the ordinary because we're limited on time. So we're going to start with, you know, typically with these calculators, I do like it when it's kind of put off to the right like that, and that will actually solve our prominent typographic element part of this project. So we're going to create a really big typographic element. And I really love what magazines will do and kind of have a thinner but larger typographic element when they're like on their magazine cover and whatnot. So I think we're going to kind of go there and try to go for kind of an editorial vibe. I actually don't want to use the number 100 because I feel like that's too unique of a number. I want to use something like 1, 2, 3 because I feel like that is less, that's more typical of the common numbers you would see in a calculator design. So next, I also have to include all of these buttons. And it looks like most of these are using a pretty standard button layout. I think I'm actually going to just use the Google calculator and copy what symbols are on this. So we're going to go ahead and take a screenshot of this. And we're going to use this as our basis for our calculator. But obviously, our calculator is not going to look anything like this. So we're going to put this up top. We're going to make this extra white, maybe. Yeah, that still looks pretty good. And then we're going to go ahead and fill in the rest of these buttons. AC, oh, where did my thing go? So we're going to go ahead and take these buttons and shrink them down so that they are a good size difference between this, because we want this to be really large and we want the rest of it to be pretty small. We're going to make this one a percentage. This one is going to be a dividing sign. I don't even remember how to do that on the keyboard. I might have to look for that later. We'll just make that a placeholder for now. I'll make this a placeholder for now because I need to look up the symbols for those, how to make those on a keyboard. 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna copy and paste, copy and paste. These are all going to be, so I'm going to go ahead and fill in these in this wireframe, and then we'll come back and I'll show you guys next steps. Okay, so that's a pretty basic wireframe. Um, Now we need to get into creating this neomorphic style. So I'm going to go ahead and try and come up with some sort of button solution that doesn't make me want to claw my eyes out with neomorphism. So I feel like I have two options. I have circles and I have rounded corner squares for these buttons, and I don't know what to do. I mean, I guess I could do something like this. That looks awful. And like do little lines. Maybe make the shadow lines not make it look so bad. Does that make it look worse or better? What if I make the borders white? Oh, this trend is so bad. This is not meant for calculators. Oh my gosh. I don't know what to do. Wait, okay, all right. Let me try something and come back. All right, here, let's move this away. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is not happening. What are these dividers? I don't understand. What if we did something like we just had the border? Did it that way? Ooh, no. Do I hate it? Do I hate it more than this? I don't know. What if it was a square? And we did shadows. But a bunch of those in a row? I feel like that looks like when you have a selection in like Windows and you have like, or you're on a web page and it has that weird blue box where it looks like something selected. I mean, maybe that could be like when you click on it, it has the impression, like when you click on this calculator, it has that kind of change in effect when you click on a number that changes with color. So I can like make that work. Maybe that's the only part that's neomorphic. Is that cheating? I feel like that's cheating. All of the neomorphic calculators I looked at just look like this. Like they just have like circle buttons. And I guess that box is like a box. What if we just made the equal sign neomorphic? Would that be bad? Because like this looks ugly. This looks so bad. I just want it to look pretty. Here, okay, let's try that. Let's try and just like focus on the equal sign being neomorphic. And the rest we can just do with like a regular flat design maybe. I know that's like slightly bending the rules, but like let's just hear me out for a second. What if we do something like this? What if we like kind of look at it like you're layering pieces of paper on top of each other? Okay, and what if we kind of made this behind here? Ooh, no, not all the way back, just like a little back, you know what I'm saying? So that we have that same layered effect that we have here. I don't know what color I'm gonna use yet. I know we talked about a couple of different options. I'll just make it gray for now. And see, like that looks ugly. What is that bump? Just go the way I want you to. Ah, here. Okay, that doesn't look bad. I don't hate that. Although I hate this bump that keeps appearing because of the way I drew these vector lines. Okay. Whatever. This doesn't have to be perfect. This is just an exercise, Catherine. And actually we could do like a third one right there. Ooh, that would be nice, like a little wave action. Let's just stick with the 2 for now. Okay, what else do I need to do? I feel like that looks pretty neomorphic, right? We're gonna get rid of that. Does it not? Here, what if we like just kind of make these buttons? We're gonna pretend like we are also changing the design of Apple's buttons real quick. We're just gonna make this look nice. Here, we'll do kind of like a muted color palette just for funsies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't feel like going to Sketch and finding into like some sketch library and like finding something that actually looks accurate. We're just gonna like use these nice soft muted colors. I hate it. I don't like these neomorphic buttons. What if I gave it like a little bit of a border? I feel like that might help things. Like a white border. I feel like I'm spending way too much time on these stupid buttons when they're not even that relevant to the design. Like this is just stupid at this point. Okay. That doesn't look bad. Okay, it does look bad, but we're just gonna pretend it doesn't. Actually, what if, now that it has the border, will the shadows look good if I change it to like a color? Oh, that looks better. Okay, I don't hate that. And if we kind of like up to the spread, okay, I don't hate it. All right. Shadow, color, spread a little bit, shadow, color, spread a little bit. Okay, that does not look as bad as I was expecting it to. It still looks pretty bad, but not terrible. Like if I were to make Apple's buttons neomorphic, I would probably come up with something like this. We'll make the border a little bit thicker because like this is like supposed to be pretty dang small. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be on your desktop, like maybe about that size. I need to be able to see them. Okay. Now, what are we gonna do about colors, y'all? Because I have no idea. I guess we could go with like a classic black and white, maybe like a slightly bluish. Well, let's try the black first and see how I like that. I feel like that might work if we also had like a gray layer. You know how I was talking about like having something there and having another thing like there or there. I feel like we can kind of dip into blue a little bit, maybe a little steel gray, give it a little bit of a more modern feel. I don't know, maybe if we did like a slight gradient. Okay, I think that's all the time I have. Well, let's make the shadows like maybe slightly more blue. Hold on. Okay, and then I also have to replace this with a plus minus. I actually don't think I'm going to be using any font awesome icons in this design just because like I guess I could find like the font awesome calculator icon and use that. Here, what is this? This is not pure gray. This is like a gray black. Make this slightly thicker. Okay, what was it? Plus minus. Okay, that needs to be pushed in a little bit. I would have to like find some sort of icon or something, or make this my own icon if I were to give this to developer. Put that in the upper right. No, I don't like that. We're gonna put that here. Okay, I feel like that maybe in line with the numbers. Kind of make that so that's a straight line. And then make this line up with this. I don't know where to put this to make it look good. Ah! I don't have time left for this. What if I like made a little bump out? Another little, no, I hate that. I hate that. Maybe over here, kind of away from all of the buttons. No, that makes it look like a button though. Let's just, well, okay. You know what? Fine. I'm out of time, so I'm gonna go with this. Let's put this big on the screen so you guys can all admire my beautiful artwork that I have so painstakingly tried to complete. Here we have our beautiful desktop calculator app. We are using a neomorphic design. We are using a prominent typographic element. We are creating a calculator. We're using the Montserrat font. We are just barely using Font Awesome in the small little icon there. We are using mostly white as our color design choice. And yeah, I hope this was entertaining for you all. Maybe we'll do this again with a new set of choices on the wheel, but please, I'm linking the article down below where I have the rules for this challenge. Please try it out for yourself and let me know how it goes and share the results with me. I'd love to see them. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.